Warning: viewer discretion is advised. The following video is not for the faint of heart. Before we get started, I'd like to take a moment to thank those who have been liking our videos and subscribing. We highly appreciate you helping support the channel. Today's video will go over the heartbreaking murder of a parent. A concerned daughter checking up on her mother's well-being instead found herself in front of a traumatic revelation. Her mother's still body laying in a blood puddle. I can't even begin to imagine all the thoughts and emotions that flooded the victim's daughter at that very instant. Barbara Ann White was born on the 24th of October, 1955. She was described as a beautiful and selfless person who offered unconditional love and support to her family. It was said Barbara was most at peace when she was outside and around nature. She enjoyed outdoor activities and building memories with her family, such as cross-country skiing, biking, and hiking. Barbara was also known to be a longtime Squamish resident who loved being a mother of two. It was known she had a special connection with her daughter Lisa Grantham, and the same was thought of her son Ryan.
Hi, I'm Ryan Grantham, and I'm playing the role of Redwood.
Ryan Grantham was a celebrity kid actor with roles in both films and television shows. Since the age of 9, he was more thoroughly known for his roles as guest star in Supernatural, Riverdale, and Diary of a Wimpy Kid, amongst a few others. As Ryan grew, he appeared to be an ordinary actor. However, little did the world know what was truly going on behind the scenes. Ryan was diagnosed with clinical depression as he was experiencing urges to commit violence, had suicidal thoughts, as well as escalating emotions of self-hatred and guilt over his mother learning about his decision to stop attending Simon Fraser University. The psychiatrist also reported Ryan felt an overwhelming amount of anger and anxiousness over his perceived failures, as well as struggling with a cannabis use disorder. It was reported despite knowing his own struggles and demons he was battling to defeat, he decided to purchase a new gun just a few months before his mother's homicide. It was reported Ryan rehearsed the act of shooting his mother for a few days. He would walk up behind Barbara with a .22 caliber rifle, aim it at her, and he would stop right before pulling the trigger. However, on the 31st of March, Ryan didn't stop himself from pulling the trigger all the way back. For about 15 minutes, he loaded and unloaded his rifle, sitting on his mother's townhouse stairs, contemplating what his next move was going to be. He then walked up behind Barbara, who was playing piano at the time. He aimed his rifle to the back of his mother's head, closed his eyes, and squeezed the trigger. Her body fell straight to the floor and began building a pool of blood. Barbara's autopsy later revealed she had been shot from a very close range. In Ryan's police statement, he mentioned right after witnessing his mother's body hit the floor, he began freaking out. He proceeded to write in his journal, "I'm so sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry, Lisa. I hate myself. There's a lot of media of me out there, film and TV, hundreds of hours of me that can be viewed and dissected. No one will understand." He then used a GoPro camera to capture video of his mother's corpse, as well as a confession to committing the murder. "I shot her in the back of the head. In the moments after, she would have known it was me." After he was done recording the video, he went out to withdraw money and bought beer along with cannabis. He then went back to the townhouse and began experimenting with Molotov cocktails while watching Netflix for about 2.5 hours. Ryan then covered his mother's body with a sheet before going off to bed. The morning after the disheartening murder, Ryan arranged lit candles around Barbara's body and hung a rosary from the piano. He then loaded his vehicle with weapons, such as 3 guns, 12 Molotovs, camping supplies, and a map for Rideau Cottage in Ottawa. Ryan was determined to travel about 50 hours to murder the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. On his route to Justin and his family, Ryan suddenly changed his mind and began heading to his old school, SFU, or Vancouver's Lionsgate Bridge, with the mindset of committing mass violence. Before arriving to his destination, he changed his mind once again and made his way to the Vancouver Police Headquarters instead. Upon arrival, Ryan approached an officer sitting in a police vehicle and confessed, "I killed my mother." Earlier that day, Lisa, Barbara's daughter, drove to her townhouse worried since her mother wasn't responding or returning either messages or phone calls. Once she arrived, she found her mother's cold corpse, and understandably so, the sight devastated her. Lisa later stated she was vulnerable and Ryan gave her no chance to defend herself. "It pains me to know he was a danger to her life. How can I trust anybody when my own sibling chose to execute my mom when her back was turned?" Eventually, Ryan pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and automatically received a life sentence. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found it interesting or educational, please help support the channel by hitting the like button and subscription down below. Thank you, and I hope you have a safe day.